Okay, so hopefully it doesn't get too noisy here, but I wanted to expand on this idea of contrast. Um, quite frequently, we have these ideas of when something happens to us and we can perceive it as negative or positive or whatever. And usually, if it's in the negative, I wish this hadn't happened to me, we go, we get stuck in this loop of, this is sucks. I hate my life. Why is this happening to me? I'm a good person. Why me? Why me? Why me? And I would say, what if you can shift your perspective to why me, and why me, to this is showing me something I don't want. This is showing me something I don't like at all. And instead, look at it through this lens of contrast. So, this is what I don't want. I'm going to think about what I do want now. So, for me, if I take this with my illness, I have alpha gal syndrome that makes it so that I'm allergic to all mammal products, and it's not fun. I had a big win yesterday, though, going out with my oldest, and we went to Blaze Pizza. I haven't had pizza out in over 7 months, um, and I miss pizza. I'm a normal American. I love pizza. And frozen pizza just is not the same thing. And I had read online that they had vegan choices and stuff, but it's still out. I'm still trusting my life with other people and that sort of thing. And yet, I spent weeks building up, this is going to go great. I'm going to, have this happen. I've obviously had bad experiences with food, thankfully in my home where I was able to control it, but I was able to really see from those quote unquote negative experiences, instead of going, oh, this is horrible. I can't even be safe in my home. I'm not going to try to go eat out. I'll die if I go eat out. No, I'm not going to think like that. That's not what I want to happen. I'm going to think of what I do want to happen. I want to be able to go eat out with my children, with my husband, with anybody, and say, hey, I can have a great time. I can be safe. There are people that are going to take my safety, as a priority. And this place was a Blaze Pizza, and they did a great job, and they did that. And no, I'm not getting any endorsement or whatever. I just had a really good time, and I want to share that. And I want to share that you can get stuck into these loops and patterns of negativity. And, what is the saying? Oh, bad things come in threes. So right away, if you have one bad thing coming, then you're expecting two more. Well, if you're expecting two more, then you're telling the universe to give you two more bad things. Why would you do that? If instead you start to look at that experience as, this is what I don't want. I don't want to have this experience, then you can focus on what you do want. So in my example with the last video, which was very short, I was talking about early motherhood, and oh my gosh, your first kid is like your giant experiment kid, and there's so many woulda, shoulda, coulda done different. And however, it was very encouraging to me that even she at 17 was like, this is contrast, mom. This is offering you knew exactly what you want by the time, next one and next one and next one. And I fine tuned it and fine tuned it and fine tuned it with each and every one. And I'm in a place as a parent, there's still improvement. There's still things that I want to do and improve upon myself. And yet, whenever there's that contrast, I'm learning and I'm growing. And that's beautiful and amazing. And most importantly, I'm telling the universe exactly what I want. One other thing I would touch on is I was supposed to have acupuncture this week. I was supposed to have it yesterday, in fact. And I'm very certain that this time the acupuncture is going to work. Something with the pregnancy kind of finagled with it, so it didn't work as well. I did have a fume reaction to pork in the last couple weeks, and that was a little frustrating, of course. But I know this isn't going to be forever. I know this is reaffirming exactly what I want. And so, a few months ago, probably 6 or 7 again, having that appointment be canceled would just have killed me. It would have been awful. And yet I kind of sat there, and I can see it from the acupuncturist's perspective. Her child got hurt. She obviously needs to cancel appointments. Okay. And I'm trying to make a new appointment with the secretary, and they're telling me it could be another 2 months before I can get back in because she's that booked up and everything. And I was just kind of, well, can you have her look at her schedule? The first thing that popped in my mind was, I really need to talk to the person that's going to be inconvenienced or not. And obviously she's not in the moment to have a conversation with me. And I completely understand that. I'm a mom. I understand that if my kids get hurt, they're my top priority, and not anybody else. And so I just told the receptionist, you know what? Let's just put this on hold for a minute, give her a chance to have everything in her life settle back down, and sometime, even if it's next week, have her tell you and call me or whatever, and just let me know if there's another day sooner that she can get me in. And I'm really going to hope that that's the result. However, I did also have the thought that if it doesn't, and if it really goes out into the end of February or March, which is when these other appointments were available, that it still was going to be okay, because my birthday's in March, and then I can say to my parents, hey, would you mind helping with my acupuncture costs? That would be amazing. That'd be a great birthday present for me. And so I suddenly realized that no matter what situation ends up happening, I'm completely taken care of. And this is something, in any situation, we're completely taken care of. We don't always see all the different, and there still could be some other solution that I don't even know, that I'm not even aware of, but I'm open to. I just want to have this done. And even if it doesn't get done, I'm still okay. I'm in a great place right now. I don't love the thing, but my husband was even like, hey, it's okay. If we need to have pork or whatever, then I'll just go cook it outside. And having that support makes it even more manageable. And so there's all these options, and I'm just sitting back, and I just went, within about an hour, I had a small moment where I'm human. It's frustrating. It's frustrating when you want something and, it just doesn't work out. And I had my little moment with my husband. I'm just frustrated. Came over and hugged me and gave me a kiss. And I just needed that release. And then it was like, I immediately just got back into the flow of things, and it just wasn't that big deal. And it reaffirmed that contrast of, I can live and continue to be in this moment, and I can be completely 100% okay as I am right now. But if you're asking me what I want, universe, I would rather have this. And I'm going to keep seeing and wishing for that while being 100% content with where I'm at. And there's such peace and satisfaction to that, to knowing whatever happens, it's going to be all okay. And that perspective shift is just amazing and encouraging. And to have something that, several months ago would have just killed me, and now it's like, boom, I'm okay. I can get back into my flow state and not care. I can enjoy life. I woke up yesterday and it was pouring. It had been pouring all night, and this old part of me wanted to go, oh my gosh, it's raining, it's going to be a terrible day. And I was like, no, I'm not thinking this. This is not how I think or feel. I know I'm going to have a great day. I know I'm going to go out with my oldest child. I'm going to have my youngest child with me. I'm going to have a fantastic day. And we did. We had a fantastic day. It was amazing. And anytime, like, be a little bit of traffic or something, I'm having the most fantastic day. And I did. And it was just all okay. I got home and I was exhausted, but it was a fantastic day. How you talk to yourself and your internal dialogue matters. And I really find when I am having moments of, sometimes a thought will pop in and I'm like, that is so not my thought. That is a random thought. It does not belong to me. It needs to go. And I just get rid of it. And then there's other times where I'm like, this is old me perspective coming in. And while I appreciate the person that I was at that point in time, that's not how I'm looking at things now. And then I just get back into me, into my flow state, into my vortex, whatever you want to call it. And that's getting easier and easier to do. And when these moments, I wouldn't call them negative moments anymore. They're really moments of contrast. When these moments of contrast pop up, I can either see them as a negative moment, which is what the old me would have done, or I can see it as a moment of contrast, which is what the new me looks at it as. What is the perspective here? And some people might go, well, that's positive thinking, positive. Well, yeah. I want my life to be good. I want it to be great. I want it to be enjoyable. If I'm sitting here constantly thinking negative thoughts and I'm constantly feeling bad about myself and going, woe is me, that's probably what I'm going to get out from life. If I'm vibrating that out, that's what's going to come back. I'd rather vibrate, this is good, this is going to work out. It doesn't mean my life is perfect. I have this high allergen thing happening right now. It's pretty inconvenient. It's pretty costly. It can drive you batty if you let it. But I'm not going to let it. The best thing about eating out yesterday was I'm living. There's a chance. I had, my little EpiPen bag there. My oldest is with me and she's saying, what do I need to do if anything happens? Pen's right here, blah, blah, blah. It'll be okay. Just take the baby first and, it's okay. And, and I probably could have done it in a matter of seconds. But I said, we're not going to need it. I'm constantly talking and affirming what I want to the universe. I don't want to have AGS at all. And I know that day is coming where I'm not going to have it. How the method of it happens and things like that, I don't know. I really feel like acupuncture is the way, but it also could just be a time thing, and that's okay too. Because there's all these things that it has taught me and continues to teach me, and I'm really grateful. And I've told people I'm truly grateful for this illness, which seems mind-boggling and blowing. And yet, when it fine-tunes you as a person and it really sets things into motion that you've tried doing your entire life, how can you not be grateful? So that was the video I wanted to make earlier that ended up being a minute and a half. It was like the trailer. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're experiencing a moment of contrast, then I'd really encourage you to see it for what it is. And the universe is saying, hey, you know, tell us what you actually want. So I hope you can do that and bring that into your life and being. Have a wonderful day.